Hello everyone, I am going to try and vlog. I'm going to commit. I literally had like hours of videos of like past vlogs that I never finished. So I want to be real and I want to actually do it because I feel like next year is going to be a year of discipline and actually just completing things, not just starting them, but finishing them. And so let's get to vlogging, okay? So today I ran to Walmart, ran to Kohl's because I had two returns, Amazon return, Walmart return. Walmart one was really funny because I'm making these right here. I'm making these little gingerbread cutout ornaments with our kids' faces for all the grandparents for Christmas. And I ordered a gingerbread cutout in my Walmart order for this craft. And I was like, man, it must be more expensive because it's metal. No, it's because it was larger than my head. I don't think I got a picture of it. I wish I did. It was ginormous. So don't make the same mistake as me. If you're looking for a normal size gingerbread man cutout, don't get the $6.51 from Walmart. Okay, that one is ginormous. But I'm about to feed my son Noah, and then we're gonna go inside Hobby Lobby just for fun. It's for my soul. So I'm a mom of two sons. My son Silas is 2, almost 3. He'll turn 3 in March. And then Noah is 5 months. Noah has severe eczema at the moment. We are believing for healing. I'll probably talk more about this later in the vlog, maybe tomorrow. But it's so much easier just having one of them with me, and because Noah's exclusively nursing, it's so much easier once Silas goes down for a nap if it's just me and Noah. And so I'm just so thankful that my husband works from home and I am able to take the car now, because it used to be he was always using the car to go work at coffee shop and stuff, and we were kind of sort of stranded at home in a way, which some ways I didn't mind, some ways I did mind. But anyways, I'm gonna feed him and then we're gonna go in the store. All right, it is the next day. I mentioned yesterday about my son's eczema, and as you can see, I have zinc paste all over my shirts. It's basically all over all of my clothes right now, but it's fine. So my son Noah, he was born in June, and when he was about a month old, he got what I believe is cradle cap down his face, and that was pretty rough, but it wasn't too terrible because it cleared up. It cleared up, and his skin was honestly clear for about 2 months, and they started developing just a little tiny rash on his cheeks, and he would always get a rash like right at his diaper waistline. And it didn't seem to matter like what diapers we were using, because he did that with Coterie, did that with Millie Moon, did that with Parasol. Like literally didn't matter what it was. He always just had just like a few like little patches of like a rash on his back. He's actually right here beside me, and I'm running laundry, so ignore the noise. And I'm getting ready, trying to knock out as many birds with one stone as we can, because tonight is date night, and so I need to get ready. So that was kind of sort of the thing. He had just like a little tiny rash on his cheeks, and his body was relatively dry, and yeah, that's just kind of been the thing. But then in the last month, it has gotten so bad, like so bad, severely bad on his cheeks, and then his whole body is so extremely dry, and it's just been really miserable, and it's been really stressful. It's been really overwhelming. I've cried a lot, and it's so hard because as his mom, I am researching absolutely everything I possibly can, and you always get comments on it. You always get comments, which majority of the time are like kind-hearted suggestions. It just feels like a lot, because it's like I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I'm with him all day. So it's like, I want you to know that I've thought of that. I want you to know that I've looked at that. I want you to know that I've switched that. And so it's just hard. And yeah, one thing that I'm just so thankful for is that he is such a happy baby. He is so happy. He is so peaceful. And if if he wasn't so happy, I don't know what I would do. I'm gonna cry right now if I'm not careful, because I'm just so thankful for him. So thankful for his temperament. He's such a sweet, sweet baby. And I grew up with eczema, and so I think that's what's made it so difficult, is just knowing what it feels like. And I still get flare-ups. I have one on my arm, and I honestly think this is just from like the heat of his head when he's nursing. I get flare-ups, but I know how unbearably itchy it is. I know how uncomfortable it is. I know how painful it can be when it's like raw. I know, and he's just a baby, and he can't really explain what he's saying, and so that just makes it really hard. But I had this light bulb moment last night with my son that I think could be the reason why things have been so severe. But, okay, let me also backtrack. Hi. Oh. For about a month, I've been a part of this Facebook group called Erasing Eczema, and it's with this lady, Savannah G, who has essentially helped heal like hundreds of families of their child's eczema. And in doing that, because they're doing it through gut work, it's also reversing any sort of food allergies that might come with the eczema. Oh Noah. So I've just been reading things on there, and it's been helpful, but also whenever you have so much information, which eczema can be triggered by and be caused by so many different things, it makes it extremely overwhelming, to the point that I was sick to my stomach for the last 2 weeks because I was so sure our house is like riddled with mold, that we have dust mites everywhere, that everything I'm eating is triggering his skin, that I was anxious to eat a lot of things. And with the current diet, I'm not able to eat a lot of things, so that made it harder too. But again, like I said, I had this light bulb moment yesterday while I was talking to one of my friends. She had just gotten, I think she was having a skin issue, so she went to the dermatologist and they prescribed her a topical steroid. After she stopped using it, she is experiencing topical steroid withdrawal, TSW. And so that got me thinking, you know what? Whenever my older son, Silas, was about Noah's age, we were prescribed the Dr. Aaron cream. And what that is it's a very weak, I actually don't even know if I can say steroid, but it has a very weak steroid, it has an antibiotic, and it's mixed in with a tub of Anna cream. So it's super diluted. And so about a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago, I remembered that we had that lotion. I was like, oh my gosh, what if because my son Silas, his cheeks looked very similar to Noah's, and I remember it helped him a lot. And so I pulled it out. My husband was like, yeah, I mean, whatever it takes, like, let's get this rash calmed down, let's get rid of it. And so I was like, okay. And so I was applying it very liberally, very often throughout the day. And then I remember something just didn't sit right with me putting it on him so often. So I started diluting it with more Vanna cream. But then I think it was like a little bit into that, I saw photos of topical steroid withdrawals, and that freaked me out. I said, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm not putting this on his skin anymore. This is terrible. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together that his skin didn't get better using the lotion. It actually got worse. And it's only gotten progressively worse since stopping using it. So I think that Noah might have had some very mild eczema that could have it all can be treated internally and be fixed. Because here's the thing, eczema, it's not an ointment, it's not a lotion that's going to cure everything. It is an internal issue, internal or environmental. Majority of the time it's internal. Sometimes it can be from mold exposure and different things like that. This is what I've learned. But I think, just out of my stupidity, and I don't care, you can think I'm X, Y, and Z for using that lotion on my son. I've thought the worst thoughts about myself and feel the mom guilt for myself from using it. But I'm pretty sure that right now we're experiencing topical steroid withdrawals with Noah's skin. And so I'm hopeful, because some people that I've seen photos, like if you Google TSW skin for babies, the way that their cheeks look, that's what Noah's face looks like. But majority of those people, they were using them for months or even years at a time. So I'm hopeful that his face will not, and his skin won't struggle for very long, because we didn't use them for very long. But that's just kind of our journey right now. That's what we're working on. And it's been kind of a hard day today, because when we woke up this morning, one of his cheeks was like basically his skin has gotten very weepy and open because the skin has been so thinned by the steroid, that anytime he rubs it, it can rub it raw, and so that prevents his skin from further healing. And so I'm doing this protocol right now to prevent staph infection, because whenever it's raw, it can get weepy, and we all have staph on our skin, but when there's moisture, it can cause an overgrowth, and if it continues to grow, that's when it can cause an infection. And so basically we are drying his cheeks out right now, and one of his cheeks has gotten totally flat, like no more like stickiness, no more weeping, no more crusties from applying this zinc powder stuff on top, and it was totally flat. But during his first nap, the baby monitor sound wasn't all the way up, and when I noticed that, he had already been rubbing his face, and so he had rubbed that cheek raw all over again. So that was really defeating and really hard, but it also makes me hopeful, because that makes me feel like we're at least getting close. But I am currently on a diet of like no gluten, no soy, no wheat, no eggs, no dairy. What else? I feel like there's more. I cut out oats, and I was doing coconut milk, but I cut it out just in case. And so I'm currently on a diet of that right now for a little bit, just as we get his skin under control, since he's exclusively nursing. But yeah, that's been my life for the last little bit, and it has been really hard, very hard. And so if your child has eczema and you're currently going through it, my heart goes out to you, and we've got this. Okay, I'm gonna put some brow gel in. Hi, let's not scratch, buddy. Hi. But yeah, that's just been my life lately, and it's just been so hard, because I'm like, he has to wear gloves so he doesn't scratch himself. So I'm like, okay, am I preventing him from advancing in his milestones because he doesn't have his hands out all day? And I don't know, just all of the things that we as moms just worry about everything. That's what we do. And so that's that. I'm gonna finish getting ready, and then I'll talk to you after. Maybe I'll pick up at date night and I'll show you where we're going. With my diet, it does make it very difficult to find places to eat. We usually end up just eating at like Chipotle or Qdoba or In-N-Out, and I just get a protein style burger without cheese or spread. All right, I want to watch a video on my phone, and that's what I'm recording with, so I'll see you later. Football! My football! It looks like footballs. I think those are lights. Okay, so I am back. Hello. It's basically a week since the last time I filmed. I think the last time I filmed, I was crying, and I might cry again. Who knows? This is real life, okay? So again, to reiterate, I am terrible at vlogging. I'm very good at just sitting down and talking, because maybe it's because I have a baby attached to my boob all the time, and so it's very easy just to sit down and talk, but it's very hard to film getting things done while also holding them. Last time I talked to you, I was kind of explaining that I think my baby is struggling with topical steroid withdrawal, and from some of the physicians in our life, what we've learned is, though we didn't use the steroid for a long duration of time, it's likely his skin is having a rebound effect. So it's similar to topical steroid withdrawal, but it's not as intense, but also he's a baby, so anything is intense for his system. And so that is 100% what has made his skin so thin, to the point that anytime he rubs it, it goes raw. So last time I filmed, we have done quite a few fun things. We went and saw Christmas lights. What else did we do? I had to film a promo for a rug I did with Temu. That's like a funny little partnership thing that I get to be a part of. I honestly can't remember last week other than the fact that it was like one of the hardest weeks of my life, because my son, every time that we had to bandage him and put all of his topicals on, he basically screamed. And so he was extra tired because we were having to apply them 6 to 10 times a day. And so that was just rough. So I essentially was holding my baby all day, every day. And then same with today. He's just wanted me to hold him. And I know I won't be able to hold him like this forever. So I think that gives me good perspective in that sense. But I am hopeful. We have so many people praying for him and praying for his skin and just believing for just complete healing from the Lord. Like, yeah, we're going to do our part in going to a holistic pediatrician, doing the tiny health gut test, applying like the lotions and the topicals and giving him like special baths. But at the end of the day, like, our hope is just that the Lord would just heal him completely. The eczema would go. If there's mold in our house, and that might be like the main thing, then that the Lord would remove mold from our house. And so we ordered some air purifiers. They're going to be getting here. One's getting here tomorrow. The other one doesn't get here for another week, but we'll just kind of move the one back and forth from the living room to the bedroom, just to help clear the air. So the house we're staying in is not our personal home, and it's not like we're necessarily renting it. This is like a family home that's being like loaned to us, I guess. We're being allowed to live here and basically only pay for our utilities, which has been so helpful, because we lived in the state of Washington for about 4 years. We remodeled the house, didn't pull specific permits, and so it got flagged whenever we listed it when we moved back to Texas. And so it's just been an ongoing battle about 2 years to finally get that house finished. So we're kind of all locked up in that house. And so I feel like that's been like one of the hardest things. I'm okay now, but one of the hardest things last week was just like, if it's mold, what the heck are we gonna do? Because it's not in the cards for us to be able to remediate this house. The stress of like, are we breathing in toxins? And there's nothing we can do about it. But I found that you can get some air purifiers, and that can help some. And so hopeful in that sense too. But Noah's skin, he would rub his like neck raw, but the skin's starting to get thicker. And so I'm just believing that the Lord is healing his skin. He's detoxing that steroid, and he's going to be fully healed in Jesus' name. Like, I'll put up a picture. We have to wrap his head because he looks like a little baby Buzz Lightyear. Okay, maybe I'll show you. He's really cute. Say hi. Hi. You're so sweet. But this is just kind of to help him not rub his cheeks raw that he would be rubbing before. And so it's been helpful, but it's sad, but also he's stinking cute. So I guess that kind of helps. But anyways, I need to get ready because Alex and I are gonna go on a date night because it's Tuesday. And I actually think that's the last time I filmed was last Tuesday. And so we're gonna get ready. I think we're gonna go Christmas shopping for the boys. Noah's coming with us, but we have a few friends that we call on Tuesdays who come and watch our oldest, Silas, while we have date night. And going Christmas shopping just sounds so fun. So I'm gonna get ready, and then I'll pick back up on us on our date night, and maybe you can get a little sneak peek for their Christmas gifts. Hello everyone, I am currently making lunch. Let me turn off one of these fans. I look like a star right now because we've been going since we woke up this morning. But I'm making lunch. I'm having rice noodles, I've got meatballs and broccoli in the air fryer. I'm gonna add some coconut aminos. And then I'm making Silas a little snack plate. Right here. Because he will not eat noodles or meatballs. He might eat some broccoli. I'll probably give him some too. But, so we got air purifiers in this morning, or at least one of them in today. So we plugged it in, and we're hoping to see a difference. There you are. You got your shoes. So that's exciting. Hopefully it will be helpful. I need to season my noodles. A little bit of garlic powder, and then I'm gonna add some coconut aminos. So in the last few weeks, I have lost 13 pounds, mostly from, I think, stress, but also from this super strict diet I'm following, which it's just very clean, but I am needing to add more carbs and just eat a lot more. So making sure to get my rice noodles in. But yeah, last night we went to Target and we went Christmas shopping. My phone was literally about to die. Otherwise, I would have totally filmed more. But we got someone, he's in the other room so he can hear me, some Christmas presents. And I'm so excited because I think he's going to love them. Alright. My lunch piled up. Oh boy. We're gonna go eat. Okay, bye. Okay, I just left Hobby Lobby. I'm making, it's gonna look like this. I'm making these little gingerbread men like cutout ornaments for all of their grandparents for their Christmas gifts. So I needed like little letters to put like the boys' names on them and like the year. And of course I'm going to make some for myself because that's the cutest thing ever. And I want to remember this Christmas with them at this age. So I've got Noah with me. We went to Hobby Lobby. I got that. I got a new little candlestick holder, which is so cute, and I'm so excited. I had this idea of kind of what I want to do for like our table, our dining room table space come like January, February. I really want to start decorating more for the holidays. Uh-oh, I think he dropped his passy. 1 second. Okay, we're back. And so I really want like a weathered pot, and then I really want these flowers, and then I think this candlestick would look really beautiful with like a beeswax candle on the inside. And then I got little bags to put the gingerbread men ornaments in. And then I got 2 things of fabric because I always look in the clearance fabric just to, since I'm still learning, just to do practice things. I found this really cute baseball print one that I want to try and make the boys some like baseball pants with. So I'm feeling very ambitious, even though I'm not able to get a lot done right now with Noah's skin. So on that topic, he has been so extremely itchy. It's awful. It's awful as a parent to see your child so uncomfortable. And then I think the hardest thing ever is the fact that we are just like in the middle right now because we're waiting on our results from our Tiny Health gut test. We got an appointment in for about 2 weeks from now, which I'm so thankful we got an appointment in at a local pediatrician. Well, actually, there is a local one, but the one that had the soonest appointment is like 2 hours away. But I was like, I do not care. I will drive wherever just to give my son some sort of relief. But he has been so insanely itchy. It has been miserable. Basically, I can't do much around the house unless he's taking a nap. And even then I have to keep like the closest eye on him because he is scratching so much. And then it's so hard when he is awake because I want him to be able to use his hands and have dexterity and have tummy time and do all these different things, but he itches. And so, yeah, it's been awful. Okay, here's my new little candlestick holder. It is so cute. Love it. And then my desk is a literal mess, but this is what I went to the store for because I needed these letters for the ornaments. But this is the fabric that I'm going to try and make them some little cotton pants out of. I have enough for, I'm pretty sure, both of them. And then I feel like this would be really cute little pants. So this is the start of a quilt too for Silas. So as you can see, I like to start a lot of things and it takes me a long time to finish them, but yeah, we'll see how long these take. So this one's me. Silas.
Dada.
All right. That's awesome. That's cool, Sai.